right now I'm riding the city bus because my car is in the shop. You gotta do what you gotta do to keep going. So if you don't have a car, you gotta ride the city bus. And if you can't ride the city bus, you gotta get a bicycle. And if you can't get a bicycle, you're gonna have to walk. And if it's too cold, you gotta gear up. And if you can't afford any of those things, well, you better humble yourself and possibly work at, Walmart or McDonald's or warehouse. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta humble yourself. I had to. When my first car broke down, I had to walk to the library every single day, trying to find a job. I'm doing job interviews. I'm not getting them. This was years ago, back in 2018. And I found a local landscaping gig. I worked with them. I had to walk to the job. I worked with them for about 8 months. I was able to buy the O2 Cadillac that I mentioned. Got back into construction, developed some skills, mastered it, and I kept leveling up ever since. So you're wondering, why aren't you working today? Well, it's too windy. Well, people showed up. People showed up. That's all you need. As long as you show up, we can figure it out. And here's what happened. We went on the roof. The wind was picking up. Obviously, we can't set any new panels because of where we are right now. We're setting new panels. Everything else is already done. We're near the end. And we figured, all right, we can't set panels. Let's send down excess material. Let's clean up the roof a little bit. And that's what we did. We got 3 hours in. And that's it. You do what you gotta do. You do what you can. As long as you show up and you try, that's all that matters. And I just wanted to thank y'all, if I didn't already, for leaving a comment, for interacting, for watching this video, We gotta form a community, we gotta form a team, we gotta share thoughts. It's just like being a scientist. We all study the same thing. We all try different experiments, different theories. We come up with a prototype. We agree upon it. This is the prototype. Then we activate it. And over time, we get better and better. So, yeah, I'm just utilizing my day right now. I couldn't work. I called the side gig. Couldn't work still because we're waiting for new material to show up. So I took my car to the shop. Now it's getting a transmission flush. And while that's happening, I went to the public library. I looked around for apartments. I looked around for jobs. I utilized my time. I ended up printing some research that I'm into. Maybe
now approaching Whitney Field.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about that tonight. And that's just an example of what I do. I walked to the nearby bus stop. I did what I had to. I'm dressed warm for the weather. I'm riding the bus now. There's no excuse. You do what you gotta do. And I just want to add on to this. When I make these videos, I'm not talking about people who have life happen to them. Life happens. For example, with me, a couple of years ago, I'm on the way to work, right? I hit a giant pothole. Sounded like somebody blasted my tire, if you know about firearms. So I run over a pothole, boom, my tire goes flat, I can't go to work. I'm gonna miss a whole day to pay. I gotta pay for new tires. I didn't have the money for it. I gotta use my credit card. Now I'm in debt. Stuff like that, life happens. I got injured on the job. I missed work for 10 days. I had to go back because who's gonna pay my bills? One of my ex-girlfriend said, "Well, you need more than 10 days to recover." Well, babe, who's gonna pay the bills? You gotta eat it. You gotta push through when you're ready. So I'm not talking about people who have life happen to them. I'm talking about people who are toxic. They cheat on the test, show up late, leave early, make excuses, cause a scene, drag themselves down, drag other people down. That's who I'm talking about. They don't show up. That's who I'm talking about. Not the people who have life happen to them. So I apologize if you have interpreted it the wrong way, and I'm sorry if I conveyed it in such a way. So yeah, I'm just taking it in. I'm just absorbing it. I'm planning ahead. Like-minded people, make a difference if you can, you know. Sometimes, depending on where I go, if I see a young person, if I go in the store to get some coffee or a small lunch or whatever, even after work, shopping in general, I see somebody young, I'll be like, "Hey, how old are you?" And they'll be like, "I'm 19. I'll be like, "Go to Job Corps." And they're like, "What Job Corps?" Like, it's a big stepping stone in life. So that's what I do in my free time. That's what I try to do. Try to play my part. And you gotta do it too. I saw a video from another YouTuber that I listen to. He said he's old, you know. He says he knows a guy that's older than him in his 90s that was ready. That thought he was done with life. Turns out he's not. Turns out the guy is still working a little bit. He's a helping hand for a young business owner. And then I realized while listening to that it brought me back to one of my instructors back in Job Corps in 2016. You will never stop learning. You don't stop learning, you know? There's always something out there to learn and to master, such and such. And that's why a lot of people specialize in specific fields of work or whatever they do.
Driver, your vehicle when stopping.
So, yeah, we all gotta play our part. And whether or not you believe in God, even God says it in the Bible. If you know about the Bible, even though it's been weaponized and translated throughout the hundreds of thousands of years, it's still the Word of God. And those people who have done such evil uses of the Bible, imagine what they're reaping right now, their consequence. Imagine what they're reaping. But God says it, like, you will receive your gift in heaven. Like, yeah, we get to go to sleep and we get to relax here, but we don't truly get to relax until death. So just remember that, yo. Life can be hard, but you gotta slow down, take your time, do what you can, utilize the situation, don't dwell, don't loathe and sulk in what is currently affecting you, because it's temporary. All this stuff is temporary. Pain is temporary. I started making these videos because I realized, alright, I'm at the point where I gotta start sharing my thoughts and my knowledge so we can form strong people, form a team, try to help the younger generation. Because in this day and age, there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of deception, and me, you, gotta do what we gotta do to try to maintain balance, because we are on the good side. Okay? Now, we're not here to save the world, we're here to do what we can and save those who are willing to jump in the water. Some of y'all may not even know where to go. intrusive thoughts. Follow what is inside. Change your diet first. Eat healthier so you can think cleaner, think clearer. And everything will follow through. Alright, I think that's what I got for this video. I'm just gonna enjoy the bus ride. I figured I'd share some thoughts real quick. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. See you on the next one. See you later tonight.